Hey guys, today I am doing the feedback for Chandra's #Rogs product. He said he had an idea, wanted to create some kind of concept landing page, and he's hoping to get some signups. So let's have a look at how we can improve his landing page and how we can help him get those 45 signups that he wants to get to launch his product and hopefully start building it. So I will analyze different things. I will take a look first of all at his H1, and I'll take a look at his H2. I'll give some recommendation about this call to action, and then I'll take a look at the content in the page, and ultimately I will take a look at the footer and this part of the page and kind of give him some further insight. So let's get started. Part 1, H1. I think this H1 explains pretty much what your product does, but it could be improved. So the reason is that it's a bit too long, although it's easy to read. But I think that you could summarize your product in this H1 by saying something like increase your content's visibility on social media. And when I look at the H2, I read the text, and it tells me that it basically using hashtags I can get noticed and get more likes, increase followers, and get featured. First of all, I'm not sure what I get featured in, so that's a question that I would have as a user who uses Instagram. Another thing, in your mock, you do show that this is Instagram, obviously, but the question is, do you support other platforms? Is this only for Instagram? Why is it not specified anywhere in this first section 1, in the hero, right? I don't understand that why. So the other thing is, you have this call to action called join the waitlist. So by default, it's really hard to get people to join a waitlist without giving anything for away, right? So usually what people do, they give some kind of gift, and you've done that well here. You've said, if you're within the 100 first users, I will give you access to my tool for free. What I would do, I would automatically put an email box here that would save me a click, because this text here, it's already very enticing. I mean, why not try this product for free once it launches for 30 days? So instead of having it like click and then it takes you to a type form, you can inline it and save you a lot of time. So definitely consider doing that. Now, scrolling down here, here the thing is, you have this like super tiny video, and I'm like, can you do something about this video? It really needs like some love. It really needs to like become bigger and easier to be seen. Otherwise there's no point having it on your landing page. Another thing that I would improve is that here, what you need to discuss in this section is not much. It's not about find the best hashtag for your Instagram post, which you kind of already explained up here, right? But instead, you need to talk about the problem. You need to explain why finding hashtags are important and why it sucks the way that Instagram uses them today. So you need to empathize with your users, and you need to explain things like, finding, this is like lens, finding hashtags, it's really annoying. There's no way to do it quickly. You need to copy and paste. You need to like space them out, spacing. There's a lot of things that sucks about using Instagram's hashtag, or when you display them. So these are all things that users already know, and because they use, they spend all day on Instagram trying to become famous. Therefore, it's really important that you empathize with them, and that you emphasize the fact that you know exactly what their pain points are. Other things you can do is, at the end of explaining, the pain points of not being able to quickly find the right hashtags and copy paste them in under their posts, is kind of explaining why you have to use your tool. And to do that, you could talk about money, right? You can say, hey, do you know you're losing on, like, I don't know, $8,000 a month by not becoming famous? You need to come up with some kind of number, but you need to like use that as the focus point, the focal point of the. It's kind of like a mental model where if you mention money, people will automatically say, hey, hold on, you're right. I'm not doing this. I'm not using your tool. I'm losing real money here because I could become super famous and get paid to for sponsored posts or to promote something. So use the money to your advantage. Use those numbers. I like that you say, you can get twice more engagement, you can get twice more followers, you can become an influencer, but all of these are more like eerie solutions, right? Like, it's very ethereal, the fact that you will get more followers. But what you need to focus on is like hashtags and how your software provides people with the ability of finding those hashtags and using them in their posts to become more famous. So it's kind of like the step before this. So the next thing you can talk about, like you already did here, is you use the hashtag step 1, and then your tool rather, allows you to get the followers, that gets you the money. And what I would do is, this is something you've done here, which is good. What I would do here, I would use the pictures of people that are a little bit more, famous, like stars, like, so people can relate with becoming an influencer. They can see a picture of a really big influencer. For example, I don't know, Kim Kardashian, as just an example, right? And then get the rewards. You could use an image of someone that shows how much money they made just by being an influencer, or how much you could make as a promoted post. Some kind of image that's a little bit less generic than this, where it's just like, not really, it's like an illustration. People like to relate with real humans. So that's definitely going to help. Another thing you can do is to break your page, you could say, you could like right here, if you don't use hashtags correctly, you will lose a lot of visibility. And by losing visibility, that's basically what they're losing on in terms of cost. So you could tell them, by using my tool for like $40 or however much it costs, for $40 a month, you could make X thousands, right? Dollars a month. So, why would you not take a chance and use my tool for a month? And then you could also have a pricing page, or rather section here, that you show what the pricing is going to look like. And you could have buttons with like, try for free for like 15 days. So that removes the risk of people, thinking, oh, I'm going to give you money and then I get nothing back. Well, what if you try it for 15 days and you actually get and improve your numbers? Then they'll probably they'll continue to pay for it, right? They won't cancel their account. Another thing you could do, other than pricing, and that's something I suggest you do, is add some kind of like case study, even if it's not using your tool specifically, but you could say how person X started from nothing, used the right hashtag, and became person Y, with like a little bit of hustling and some time and using the right hashtags and being consistent and all that. And then finally, what I would do, I would add another like email field here, and I will say, are you not ready yet to like, try my tool? How about you download some kind of like a guide? You could always put together a guide of how the best practices of using Instagram. I know the internet is full of this stuff, but people trust you more if it's written by you, and you can have a whole introduction chapter about how you've worked with Instagram API and you've gathered data and you have like some insight that nobody has. That would be really cool if you could create something like that and give it out to people who sign up with their email. And then finally, you could also just like use this area here just before the pricing to give like some bullet points about your product, just to reinforce the fact that it helps you find hashtag, it saves you time, and the pain is, you know, when you have to like find them and copy paste them, etc., 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 and then ultimately the massive benefit, which is, you know, using this tool, you might, you know, increase your reach. And if you know, use it for enough time consistently, you will definitely increase your reach. That's all I have for you. I hope this was helpful enough for you to watch up to this point. If you liked this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. It helps me a lot, and hope to see you soon.